Okay.
We are live. We are live with Coach Asim Zaidi from Goat Shed. He's from the shed. He didn't come from the Goat Shed, but he built the Goat Shed from the ground up.
Oh yeah,
and look at that place. We can see it there. It's amazing, man. It looks really clean. How long you been open for?
Look who made it! Finally.
Hey!
There she is.
We got a co-main event from XFN. Co-main event. She finally made it over here. I'm glad to see you, Gloria.
Yes, the co-main event. That's Gloria DaCosta. How you doing, Gloria?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
We're doing all right. We're great. Okay, so yeah, get centered there.
Hey, she smells good too.
Hey, look, I took a shower for this. You know, I mean, what do you do all day?
With this whole quarantine, you know, I'm doing like a Wednesday shower, and I relax the rest of the week, you know?
Yeah. Well, you know, you're working out and doing all that stuff. You know, I got to do some semblance of work online and stuff like that. But no, if I don't need to, if I'm not doing this, I'm not taking a shower. What for?
But, yeah, we're excited here. You know, XFN's throwing their event here May 30th. And I think actually we're going to be doing a few events here at the Goat Shed, you know, because of this whole pandemic situation. So Gloria is, you know, co-main eventing this one. And we have Devin Dixon, who will be the main event for this.
So it's actually going to take place there at the Goat Shed. That's
yeah,
what you're saying?
You know, we're going to decorate it a little crazy, you know, to make it feel a little different, you know, make it feel more event-like.
We're going to have little goats running around.
You're not going to have real live goats, are you?
You have to check it. But we're gonna have the event over here. You know, I know XFN. There's no one really willing to host fighting events right now, so I told them they could use my gym whenever they want, and we have a full-size octagon. We actually bought their cage. We bought their cage.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Cage in November, and so basically it's the XFN cage. You know, it's what everyone's used to fighting in.
All right, cool. That's very cool, man. And they're going to bring the production crew in there, and
exactly. I don't know how many people they're going to allow inside. I don't think it's many. So I'm not really sure how it's working, but you know, whatever Daniel wants, you know, I don't mind.
Yeah. Hey, not for nothing. We were invited to come.
Good. I'm happy. You know. Do we have to wear masks, by the way?
Yes. We have to wear masks and gloves, and if we don't have
wait. No. While you're fighting?
Yeah.
No. Okay. No. The coaches and the rest of it. And if they don't have, the XFN is gonna provide it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Okay. So don't bring your mask, Steve. You'll get a free one from XFN.
I'm bringing my custom fighting news mask.
Do we have those? We should make those.
All the fighters fighting on May 30th, in my opinion, are just absolutely out of their minds because they just can't stay away. They can't. Think about it. Look, already amateur fighters aren't getting paid. They fight for the love of it, the passion of it. But now you can't even sell tickets. You can't. There's nothing happening here. Like you guys just want to bang. Like it's pretty crazy. You know.
They just want. They just for the love of it, man. They just want to. They want to rip someone's head off.
It's crazy. They're tired of being home, and all they know is fighting, right? So you can't take that away from them, you know?
Well, look, and then some people that are amateurs now, they can, you know, they get a couple of fights in during this quarantine and they can come out and go to the pros, you know?
That's very true. I think we're actually holding a pro show here as well. So hopefully.
Nice. Well, keep us updated on the dates, man, and we'll put them out there for you.
Okay. Sounds good. But,
so what kind of famous car you have in the Goat Shed today?
Right now? Well, since there's nobody watching this, you know, I just drove the regular car today.
Yeah, right. I see some nice cars.
Are on us, you know. That's when you gotta flex. But right now, no flex zone.
No flexing today.
Yeah, no. Now it's just, you know, I'm trying to help Gloria prepare as much as we can, you know, during this quarantine. There's not too much we can really do, but you know, without getting in trouble, because we already had the cops raid us once. 12 cop cars pulled up to my gym, and they shut us down.
They needed 12. They needed 12 for you guys.
Yeah. The officer came in, actually, and he's basically told us, he's like, yeah, somebody ratted you guys out, you know? Like, they saw your Instagram post. So, to whoever ratted us out, if you're watching.
How many people did you have there?
Say again?
How many people were there?
maybe like 10 fighters preparing for their fights, yeah, they broke us up, and they obviously, if I'm opened ever again, they threatened to arrest me and close it down permanently. So I don't plan on opening until I'm allowed to.
And when do you think that is? When?
From what I'm hearing right now, they're saying about 6 to 8 weeks.
From today?
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks. But the thing is, 6 to 8 weeks, when they open, you still have to maintain 6 feet apart with masks. So
yeah,
I'm hoping all my fighters know how to shadow grapple. They can sprawl in the air and shoot and practice their arm bars on a dummy or something. I don't know. So
you got to put up mirrors around the place. You probably have mirrors around the place.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a terrible situation. It's
virtual sprawling.
Basically,
a guy's coming at you now.
But
so
how are you feeling, training camp? I haven't even asked my fighter yet. How are you feeling?
I feel good. In the beginning, before taking this fight, I wasn't really too sure, but like,
she was in horrible shape.
Horrible shape.
Terrible.
Like what? What are we talking?
I'm like, you can't fight nobody right now. Are you crazy?
What were you doing, Gloria? Eating bonbons on the couch? What's going on?
I was eating croquetas.
Yeah, she walked in here.
There you go. 305. 305. It's the croquetas.
This one's, come on. She wasn't ready, but you know what? A week later, she's a very different person, and 2 weeks later, she'll be an even more different person. And in 4 weeks, she'll be a GOAT. So.
And you're on weight, Gloria?
For the fight, yes. Yeah. Well, we still have to cut. I'm hoping, to get a sauna to do like the final cut. But yeah, I'm in what you're supposed to be during camp.
And what are you fighting at?
135.
And what do you know about your opponent?
I know that her background is kickboxing. She won her fights there, and she did debut as an MMA fighter and with combat. She's 0-1. But she has experience. She has experience in the ring.
Yeah,
she's 0-1 in MMA, right? 0-1 in MMA, yeah. She's won some kickboxing fights. It's Kat Nelson, Steve.
Yes.
We know Kat.
Yeah.
See, and when I saw her record, I was like, oh, okay, easy opponent. But then looking at her kickboxing fights, she's very talented. She's not someone to get lightly at all, So a lot of respect to her for sure. She's a tough fighter.
Yeah, no, she's got skills. She's solid, man, and she's strong too.
Yeah,
definitely. But is she a GOAT?
Yeah, exactly.
Is she a GOAT?
The fights are here at the GOAT shed, so I'll make sure to poison her water.
She's probably not watching now. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm excited to have you guys in here. It'll be pretty cool. Do you guys come down to Miami often or no?
No, but we will for this. Something good is going on there.
I swear, I'm not trying to be. We own this. We own Miami. You're gonna love Miami. We'll show you a good time here.
What part of? Where are you there? You downtown Miami there or what?
No, we're here in Wynwood, and
Wynwood.
It's just an awesome feeling because we have friends all over the place. They have different businesses around, so it's always a good time. We train together. We go have lunch together. I have a restaurant very close by, so we go eat at my restaurant. We come back here, train some more, and that's basically what we've been doing.
Oh, it's your restaurant? You own the restaurant too?
Yeah.
Well, tell us about that, man. We're all about food.
Oh, well, I have a health food restaurant in South Beach. My father opened it up 30 years ago. It was the first health food business in Miami, but I turned it into it was a market, and I turned it into a restaurant maybe 7 years ago.
Nice.
And it does, it's very successful and focused on organic juices and food. And a lot of my fighters eat over there,
What's it called?
So no croquetas, huh?
It's called apple a day.
A apple a day?
No, apple a day.
An apple a day.
Well,
no, apple
no
a day.
and, just apple a day.
Yeah.
My dad's a foreigner, so he didn't put the and before.
He said a apple a day?
No, just apple a day.
All right, because my English teacher in middle school would have killed me if I said a apple.
Yeah,
apple.
No,
you sound like you're drinking there, Benolio. Apple, like you're hiccuping.
Yeah. But and yeah, man, and the school, although we've been closed, I know it's been rough for a lot of jiu-jitsu gyms right now. You know, people are going through a really hard time.
Yeah.
But thank God we've all stuck together, you know, and we're getting through it fine. You know, the academy's getting through it fine. My restaurant is an essential business, so that stays open, thank God. And although this doesn't stay open, our sponsors have stuck with us. You know, Fusion CBD, Dynamic Wellness, you know, Immortal Coffee, Paramount. All those guys have stuck with us, and because of them, like, we don't need members. You know, that's just
you know, you speak about Fusion. I saw Fusion the first time on one of your jerseys, and now after I've seen it at yours, I see it everywhere.
Dude, that's awesome.
I see it everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, those guys, you know, I mean, obviously they provide high quality CBD and we love them for that. But more than anything, I mean, they really give from their heart. You know, the owner, Danny, he's just like an unbelievable man. And, you know, I'm sure he's not making the sales he usually makes right now, but he sponsors my gym. And because of him, you know, that's one of the major reasons why, I mean, I'm paying rent. And I'm not going to go out of business, thank God, because the sponsors like Fusion CBD, Dynamic Wellness, you know, all those guys, they're the reason why we're getting through this so easily, you know, so I'm really grateful for those guys.
Speaking of Dynamic Wellness, I saw that they opened up another location just recently.
Yeah, I heard that they opened up a new location, and actually they want to do like a mass expansion. I think they're going to open up a couple places in the near future. So,
and now what do you do there? What do you do at Dynamic Wellness?
So basically with our sponsors, they hook up all of our fighters, you know, and we represent them, you know, when we compete. And obviously in my gym, I have their logos on the cage and stuff like that.
Right.
And basically we're like ambassadors, brand ambassadors, you know what I mean? Right. So Dynamic Wellness, they do supplementation for athletes. So they're all USADA approved. So for example, let's say Gloria walked in there, right? They would do a full blood panel on her, and all the nutrients she's missing in her body, they would go ahead and give custom supplementation for her body, right, to make sure she's as healthy as possible and working optimally. And obviously, if you're, you know, not USADA tested like I am, then I'm just juiced to the fucking gills, you know? So I'm just as much testosterone as I can get my hands on.
And you just inject it in you. That's all right. Yeah, you're not being tested, and you know. Do they do the IV drips also? Yeah, they do the IV, the B12, HGH. I'm on all of it, baby. You know, but I make sure that my fighters, you know, they're USADA tested. That's all. You got so much energy, man.
Yeah, I'm hopped up right now. I can barely stop shaking. My hands don't stop shaking. I have that much energy. You know. Nice.
Well, look, I can drink a couple cups of coffee and be the same way, you know.
Definitely. I believe it.
Yeah. So, okay. So the last time we saw you was at XFN, and you were fighting, man, that killer, Judo Jake.
That's what inspired me to get to Dynamic Wellness.
I don't know how you got past that kid. That kid was throwing you all over the place.
Tossed me around. He's super talented. So when I opened up this academy, I only wanted to focus on, you know, adults and fighters, you know. I didn't want to train children. And his father reached out to me and just would not stop messaging me. And I'm like, dude, I don't have a children's program. And he's like, please train my kid. You know, we can do private sessions. And finally I caved in, and because he was so sweet, you know, the kid looked so sweet and really wanted to work hard. And I invited him in the gym, and I was just going to do one session and call it, you know?
Right.
And he was so talented, so unbelievable, so passionate that, there was no way I could say no to that kid, you know? He wants to train. He comes to my fight practices with my professionals. You know? Yeah. And he's training with all of us as much as he wants, you know? I love Judo Jake. He's a super talented kid, as you guys saw.
You know? Yeah.
Oh, he definitely is. He definitely is. And
so
he's pulling all those moves off. You know, he's got the leverage. He's got this. You know, it was great to see, man. You know, it definitely was.
He came from a judo background, so he already had a great understanding of his takedowns. So all I had to do, it was very simple. I just had to modify what he already knew to MMA. You know what I mean? So transfer the ideas of different grip fighting from judo with a gi. To changing that to the sport of MMA, where, you know, now he has to learn how to use the punches to catch those grips. It becomes very different, you know.
Yeah.
And he took onto it very quickly because he's well trained already, you know.
Yeah, good stuff there. Good stuff there. And who else you got training?
I was gonna say.
Who else you got down there at the Goat Shed?
Man, we got a lot of guys. I'm gonna show you let me walk you guys over here. Let me give you a little glimpse of this thing. Look at this over here. You see, we got our champions right here. How many belts we got? Two.
You got some hardware there.
Yeah, we got some hardware. You know, we got more coming in. We don't have all of it here. We've got more coming in. You know, but we have a lot of guys here. You know, a lot of up and comers. I think what we're known for most at the Goat Shed is developing guys. You know, we don't go and recruit like famous fighters and train them and do that type of thing. We really focus on developing, you know, the younger athletes and helping them achieve their goals. You know what I mean? So almost all my fighters, all my champions, you know, basically started with me. You know, they trained somewhere else, but they didn't really work MMA until they met me, and we focus on development. You know, that's what made us famous. You know, we focus on knowledge and really teaching technique and strategy. I want every single person that walks through my door, I want them to leave my door just more powerful. You know, I want them to leave my door and be like, holy shit, I'm smarter, I'm stronger, I'm more intelligent. I want that for my students, you know.
So
exactly, man.
I think the last event we were at, Matt, one of your fighters, Hector Lombard, was doing bare knuckle.
Yeah, he's a wild man. Hector, I've been training with him for like 10 years. Since I was a little kid, you know, I was his training partner, and I would help him with his training camps. And you know, he flew me out to corner him for some UFC events in Australia and in different places. And he's sort of like a mentor slash, you know, teacher slash I help him. It's kind of like an interesting relationship, you know.
Yeah.
He teaches me, I teach him, but he definitely gives me way more respect than I deserve.
He gives you more respect than you deserve, huh?
He's a great man. I really love that guy a lot. You know, I have a lot of love for that guy.
What?
Yeah, he's a great guy, definitely.
What? So Gloria, you feeling good? You have a fight coming up. You know, do you think
26 days?
In 26 days, you know, everyone's been cooped up. Like, you guys are like ready to kill each other, right? Like, we're gonna see some fisticuffs. We're gonna see a good show.
I can't wait. I miss fighting. I haven't stepped in there since September, so I'm excited to get back in there.
Do you train with any other girls at the Goat Shed?
Very randomly. Sometimes I have like 2 girls that come in, you know, but it's mostly the boys.
Yeah, it's very difficult to find. Obviously, female fighters are something, you know, rare, and it's difficult to find. So the girls that she trains with are more like grapplers and stuff. She's been training with a lot of the guys, which, you know, isn't a problem. So it doesn't matter. She's very strong. She's very athletic. And believe me, if you watch the sparring, we treat her just like one of us. I'll never treat someone different in this gym. You know what I mean? You're a girl, you're a child. I don't care what you are. You're being treated like a goat. That's it. You know? So
that's it. Goat Shed.
The other day, I don't think she didn't get hit enough in sparring, so I put her on the wall, and I did some body conditioning with her, where I was just punching her body and seeing how much she could take, you know. And she's tough. She's tough as nails. So
nice, very nice. How long have you been training for, Gloria?
I started in 2016. I started with boxing. The thing with boxing was, which is the reason why I love it today, I didn't like it because the only option that I had to fight was my hands. You know, now that I'm more into fighting, I understand that's the reason why you appreciate boxing. It's because you only have your hands. And then from there, I went to jiu-jitsu. And then I met a friend of mine that did MMA, and I fell in love with the sport. And that was probably like 2017.
So let's back up there for a minute. So you started boxing, which is thrilling and exciting. Yeah. And then when you were boxing you said to yourself, man, I really wish I can elbow this person in the face. It's not enough just to punch him. I need to use my elbows, my knees, my shins, and I also want to throw that person on the ground and choke him out. That's what you said to yourself?
Basically, I mean, it's all the hits are to your head. It's to your face. You know, like, I respect boxers. You know, a boxing is not an easy. I call it the gentleman's sport. You know, it's a very crafty form of combat. You know, which is nowadays it's my favorite. Yeah. I love boxing. It's out of everything that I've done, boxing is definitely my favorite. And then I did do then Muay Thai. I did 2 bouts there, and then I just transitioned to MMA.
What's your
Very nice.
end goal,
Very nice.
Gloria? What do you
know
inspire
what?
to be?
I'm taking it fight by fight.
Yeah.
You know, depending how I feel about it. I love fighting. You know, I love the game. And I think I fell in love with it because of the people that I've met. You know, they've really changed my life as a person. You know, I'm a better woman. I'm a better friend. You know, because of fighting. You know, and I know it's because we're hitting each other, but you know, the guys come out here, you know, away from their family to help you out.
Yeah.
Are you giving some credit to the guy sitting next to you there? Look at his face. Nice.
She's so sweet. She's too sweet to me. I don't know. She's so sweet, and then she puts on the gloves and tries to swing at you. I don't understand how she does it. You know, she has some bipolar thing in her for sure. Cubans.
Well, you were nailing her in the body before. You know, what's she going to do? She's got to, you know.
Oh, man. But,
yeah. So that's great. So
you guys, I mean, I'm sure you guys heard of the former X-Pen champ Elvin Espinoza. I'm assuming that's the guy that introduced you to MMA.
Yeah.
You know, and he was a fantastic fighter. And then, you know, he was one of my students, longtime students, and then that's how I met Gloria, actually.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay. So you had friends that were doing it.
Yes.
Did you play any other sports growing up? Were you an athlete growing up? Or?
I was a dancer. I don't even know how to throw a ball. I'm not
a dancer.
Yeah, I was
What
just
kind?
dancing.
What kind of dancing? Salsa? What?
Well, I started at 9 as a ballet. I did competitive there. When I hit 12, 13, I started doing hip hop and flamenco. And then once I graduated high school, I started performing like all over the U.S. I danced for Sierra, for Shakira, the Latin Grammys, MTV Awards.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've already been famous. Wow.
No.
I had no idea.
Oh, you know.
For real?
Almost famous.
I had no idea it was like that. Wow.
That's a great background to have with fighting, though. You know, like Vasily Lomachenko is his dad made him take dance lessons when he was younger, and look at him, man. No one can.
Yes,
it's hard to lay love on him.
He actually didn't let him fight until he completed his dance.
Right.
And Bruce Lee was a cha-cha champ. Sugar Ray Robinson tap danced. It's.
Did he?
Yes, he did. He also danced. Also, he did some sort of dance.
Can you do any?
Fighting is like dancing. You just hit each other.
Yeah.
Can you do any like backflips or front flips, or how's your gymnastics?
No, just splits. Just splits.
Splits. Okay, so when you after the XN fight, you gonna do a split?
I could do a split.
Yeah, let's see a split.
You gotta work on ways. We haven't worked enough on how to showboat properly.
Yeah.
And that's one thing we take very seriously here at this academy, you know?
Yeah.
So we'll work on something.
A split or a kick off the cage or something.
Yeah, I've been trying to teach her to, instead of touch gloves, to flip the opponent off. But for some reason she won't do it. She just won't practice it.
You said flip off?
Like I spend hours teaching my students to flip off their opponents, and she just won't do it.
I'll give her the wooden
nice.
The wooden ring holder.
That's what that is.
I don't know what
I don't know if you guys noticed, but Judo Jake, see his fingers his hands are so small in his gloves, so it's hard to notice. Go back to that fight. Watch when I try to touch his gloves. Watch what he does. He flips me off.
No way.
Yeah, in the middle of the cage in front of everybody. He flips me off.
That's hilarious.
That was a fun night. That was a fun day,
Yeah,
man. We had a lot of fun at that event.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Actually, I really liked the stadium seating.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
X-Pen throws awesome events every time. You know what I mean? Like, they do a really good job. I don't know what we're going to be allowed to do here exactly, but I mean, we'll make the best out of it. But I just can't wait till things get back to normal because, you know, all my fighters are itching to fight. You know, we all want to get back to our normal lives. You know, I want to open this gym up already again because we were killing it until this whole thing. So, you know, hopefully we can get back to it soon.
You know, and you'll be back better than ever. Again,
Yeah.
I believe it. You just gotta you gotta stay in there, and you gotta, you know, just believe that, you know, everything's got to come back. You know, Vegas is empty right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
come
it breaks my
on.
heart because, like, I'm looking on Instagram and I see so many jiu-jitsu schools out there, like, really imploring their students, please don't cancel your membership, please keep paying. And it really sucks because, like, I feel bad for those guys, but I also feel bad for the students that don't have jobs anymore, that can't pay to begin with, you know. And so it's on both sides of things, and it's just breaking my heart because a lot of small jiu-jitsu gyms, martial art gyms are closing down now.
Yeah.
And that's nothing we want. You know, like, one thing about our team, right, that we love being the evil villain, sort of, and the super villain, right? And you know, beating everybody, whatever. But I'm not trying to beat other gyms by them closing down. That's a terrible, terrible thing. You know what I mean? So I hope this ends real quick so all of us can get back to that competitive spirit and compete, you know, in XFN and all these events around Florida. And it just, that stuff makes me feel bad for sure.
And there's someone else from your gym fighting at XFN, right?
Yeah, Devon's fighting. Yeah, Devon's fighting. And we were going to have one more guy, but he decided, I decided not to, just because, like, I'm not able to train some of these guys. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to train people and follow the regulations. And I'm not trying to break the law. You know, so.
Devin Dixon had some great, Devin Dixon had some great debut.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Devin's an absolute.
That wasn't his debut. Yeah, he's had a lot of fights, man, and he's been killing it.
Yeah, definitely. He has that famous freedom punch. He touches people and they fall. We call it the freedom punch, you know?
Nice.
Yeah.
He had a quick first round knockout last time, right?
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
And, no, I think it was the second round, actually. But we flew to Bahrain together. You know, we were Team USA. Some of my students and I flew to the Middle East to fight against, you know, all the other countries. And Devin fought a guy from Conor McGregor's gym, actually, a coach from there, from SGB. Yeah. And it was a rough fight, man. And the guy was the favorite. And Devin looked like he was gassing out. And from nowhere, he just hit him with that freedom punch and showed why USA is the greatest country of all time.
Nice. Yeah, that event wasn't that event supposed to be this month again?
I'm not sure.
That tournament, wasn't it supposed to be it was in May, I think.
There was the Pan Americans in May.
The Pan American is,
Yeah. Actually, it kind of sucks because so we actually became the official national training center for MMA, and they made me the head coach for Team USA. But then this whole thing happened, and now it's just like it doesn't make sense to stick with events that may just not happen. You know what I mean? So we're sort of abandoning the whole Team USA thing and just focusing on going pro and fighting, you know, in big events here rather than you know, the country versus country thing.
Yeah, but that's a big honor. You know, you're representing the USA. It's Team USA.
Yeah.
You know, it's a big deal.
Definitely. It was fun. It was really awesome. You know, I loved it. I wish we could keep doing it, but we'll see how that goes in the future, you know.
Yeah. And who else is with you? Ryan Hughes was with you, right?
Yeah, Ryan Hughes is just an animal. It's crazy. So, you know, we train. We try to train in parks. We meet here. We go to the park. We try to train. We try to do our thing. And it's crazy because Ryan hasn't trained in so long because actually he's an entrepreneur. You know, he's a serial entrepreneur. He has multiple businesses. And,
oh, really?
Yeah, he opened up Coos Juice, organic pressed juices, and he has a warehouse and everything that he's doing. He's taking care of all of that stuff. You know, setting up his business right now. And
Juice.
Yeah, so he hasn't trained in quite some time because he's been setting up his businesses. And today was his first day back. We met at a park, laid out the mats to train, and I couldn't believe it. The guy's still tapping people out and rolling and looks just as great as he always does. Not only that, he's asking me questions and showing me techniques that he's thought about during this time off and experimenting with different moves. And that's just the attitude of a champion. You know what I mean? Like the guy's one of a kind. Unbelievable.
Nice. Very nice.
Even this, I don't know if you guys watch our Instagram too often, but he sleeps under my cage many times. You know, he comes here at 7 a.m., stays here till 10 o'clock at night, and takes his naps underneath my cage.
Really?
He's a dedicated athlete, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. He is. And yeah, he's talented too. You know, we'll see big things from that guy in the pros, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm sure.
Who's Juice?
His next fight will be pro for sure. I don't know when that's gonna be, but hopefully soon. You know.
Yeah, and then Titan's gonna have a card at the end of the month. Do you have anyone on that?
Yeah, we have Gus. I believe he's gonna be fighting for Titan. Is Landon fighting or no?
No.
All right, so Landon's not fighting. But we have one person for the Titan card. Actually, Lex is going to be coming in to the academy. We have a little meeting, so hopefully we can get more fighters on this card in the future. But for now, just one guy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, look, you can't take over the world in less than a year here. When did you open the GOAT Shed? How long has it been open?
January 18th. We were actually opened only for 10 weeks, and we had over 70 students, and classes were at capacity. Basically, like we blew up in Miami completely. So
yeah, and it hasn't even been 6 months.
No, it hasn't. Yeah, 70 students in 10 weeks. And to the point where actually we're negotiating right now, buying the warehouse next door, including this one, and we'll be 3 times the size of that, hopefully very soon, so
nice.
We're expanding for sure. Non-stop expansion.
And you have no reason not to get a goat in there. You'll definitely have the room.
We have, actually, you don't know this. Ryan has 4 goats now. He has 4. Ryan has 4 goats.
Really?
Yeah, he has a farm. His family has a farm, and they
okay.
goats. So we bring them down here for events and stuff,
And the name, where do we get the name from?
So actually, the name started off because I started off the team in a very private way, and I changed my mentality a lot about it actually. So I started off only training one person. I wouldn't allow anyone else. I wouldn't teach anyone else. I only trained Elvin Espinoza, and while I was training him, he became champion. He started doing really good. Actually, with me, he had only first round finishes, and eventually he kept begging me to bring this retard over here. He's like, there's this guy. He's really good. Let him come. I'm like, I don't want that guy to come. I don't want that guy to come. And I see him in the locker room, and I'm looking at this kid, and he's an absolute animal. You know what I mean? And I can't deny him. Eventually, he had so much passion. Where'd you guys go? Are we still on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still on. Steve, he just wants to see both of you.
Yeah, but he had so much passion for the sport that eventually he came too, right? And he was already killing it, and he's killing it even more. He was winning titles. So now we had 2 champions, and then a third one came, and then everyone's like, "Jeez, you guys got all the goats." And when they said that, we're like, "Okay, we got all the goats." So where do goats live? They live in a shed. We called it the GOAT Shed, greatest of all time. So there's a bunch of goats here.
Nice.
And we created a whole movement towards that,
And the graffiti, like the graphics on the walls.
Yeah.
Who did it? I mean, the designer, it's awesome. It looks great, man. It looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to do much, but I think fighting and marketing are 2 things that I'm pretty awesome at. So, you did a good job with that. I think a lot of people actually, this is a good time to address it. Maybe some people are confused with the whole GOAT thing, right? They think that possibly it's a negative thing where maybe I've made some sort of deal with a demon or something.
The old logo.
It's not the old logo. It's the fight team logo. She's gonna wear it, but just to clear it up, it has nothing to do with any satanic rituals. Okay, we have Muslims here. There's no satanic rituals going on here. Okay, and we are the GOATs, the greatest of all time. That's it. We're a positive, wonderful place. Our colors are pink and blue. God damn it! How is that satanic at all? Jesus, sorry. That's like a new thing that's coming up lately.
People accusing you of being satanic.
Say it again?
They've been accusing you of being satanic in there because that's crazy, man.
I'm being accused of this, and I want to make it clear that it's just not true. And it's a very hurtful thing to say. Apparently, some people are saying that the reason why I'm so successful in such a short amount of time is because I have
you made a deal with the devil.
With the devil. And if the devil only gives you a gym in Wynwood by selling your soul, he's a cheap motherfucker. That's it. So, yeah.
Jeez. But yeah,
boy.
the pink and the blue. Come on, man. That's
yeah, right.
That's not. How evil is that? It's
No,
it's baby's color. It's baby color.
Beautiful place. Look at the beautiful white mats. Positivity. That's what this place is about.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good for sure, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone, the schedule seemed to blow up in May. I haven't heard anything about anything in June yet. Any fight dates past May 30th, but
I think XFN's throwing their next 3 events here actually. And the one after May 30th, I forgot the date, but I think it's a pro AMI card. So we should have that here as well. If you guys have any ideas on how to make it look cooler for the audience, the audience on the live, you know what I mean, on that are broadcasting on FloCombat, let me know, because I'm down to put whatever to make this place look cooler. I don't want it to look like a cheap event in a gym, I want to
bring you some banners that to hang from the ceiling, like HBO Boxing, Showtime Boxing, the Fighting News banner. If you guys want to fly,
I don't know, man. I look at that place and I see like a big disco ball and some some fog machines.
You have no idea the things that we're building in here. Like literally, we're gonna put a jacuzzi in the gym for no reason, just because it's funny. And,
just because.
Yeah.
And you need a sauna too. Get it? You need an infrared sauna.
Sorry, say it again.
You need an infrared, a sauna.
Oh, and yeah, we should get a sauna. This guy wanted a disco ball. He wanted a disco ball. That's Combat Night XFN champ right there. He's retired now, but he's a stockbroker. But hopefully he'll make his comeback soon. Rayan Anwar, if you guys remember. Big Kia,
What's his name? I can't see him. What's his name?
Big Kia, Rayan Anwar. You guys don't know him? He was Combat Night champ. He was XFN champ. He was probably sold the most tickets. One of the fighters selling the most tickets for XFN. He was a killer, but now he's a stockbroker.
Yeah, we need some stock tips.
Don't ask him for tips. You got kids 21. Can't do anything for his life.
Warren Buffett today sold out of all his 16 million shares of airline stocks, so he knows something.
I'm
Airlines are going woo, kaput.
Yeah, that's rough.
No one's flying.
That doesn't affect me at all, because how much airline stocks I have? None. Zero.
The goose egg.
None.
Yeah. So what else can we talk about? So we got a great event, XFN. Daniel K is putting on at your gym. Gloria is going to be fighting in it at 135.
I do have another fighter. He's never fought before. Okay, he's 0-0. I didn't want to talk too much about him because he's a man of mystery. Okay, but he was training at judo in Cuba for 18 years. Okay, he was a 6-time national champion in Cuba. Just to give you a quick story about this guy, so you know how great he is. Okay. This guy, he felt disrespected by his coaches at one point. He quit judo. He stopped training for a full year and signs up to nationals for shits and giggles. Absolutely smashes everyone, wins nationals again, and then moves to the States. The guy's a straight killer. He's like a mini Yoel Romero, Hector Lombard. Like the guy's an animal, So he's been training with us for some time. Angel, come here quick. So he's been training with us for some time. I'll give you guys a sneak peek at this monster. Okay. This is this guy here, Angel Alvarez. Okay. So he's gonna be the champion.
Hey, how you doing, man?
For XFN Combat, everything. He's gonna be the champion soon. It's gonna be his time. The only reason he's not fighting in this event is literally there hasn't been any training. We haven't been able to do anything together. He was the one that I was gonna put in to fight at 155, but
155. He looks like 180. What do you mean 155?
The guy
it's a camera angle.
He walks around like 190 and cuts to 55, like 200 sometimes, cuts to 55. So everyone at 55, please change your weight class if you'd like to live.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does he weigh? What does he weigh right now?
Yeah, he's like 205 right now.
Yeah, I'm like 155.
155, no problem.
The guy is huge.
I know. That's why I'm telling all these guys they need to change weight classes real quick if they want to survive. Just hand over the belt. Just hand over the belt, and it's that easy. That's all they have to do.
Put it on the wall. Just put it on the wall right there.
Give it to us. Put it on our wall, and they can go home. Why are they trying to compete with us? It's certain death. It's absurd.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So, all right. So, Gloria, tell us when your fight with XFN is going to be an MMA fight, right? That's for sure. All right, and it's your second MMA fight, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so do you think that's an advantage that you're not facing Kat Nelson in a regular Muay Thai fight? Do you think that's going to work out to your advantage at all?
No, I have 2 Muay Thai fights. The first one I won in a TKO 3rd round, and the second one was on unanimous.
And you finished your MMA fight striking.
Yeah, I finished in 28 seconds.
No, we're gonna finish her in what she's good at. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'm not worried. I just want to know. I just want to know her opinion.
If she wants to go to the ground, we could go to the ground. I have gold medals in Naga and silver medals in IBJJF. I mean, I'm good. Wherever she wants to take it, I'm ready for her.
Okay, repeat that one more time. You have gold medals in what?
Get this right now. Where's that girl? We can't see who's watching this thing. She can't ask questions. Do we know who's watching it? Could we call her? Are fans able to comment on these videos right now? We should have gotten her on the screen. That was we should have done that.
Yeah, they're on. You can tell anyone you want to go comment through Facebook.
Yeah, okay. I should have done that. But we got to get her on the screen. This girl's a straight killer. She'll fight anywhere.
And,
anyone, anywhere, nice.
And Gloria, if you had to pick, are you a huge MMA fan?
I am. Yes, I am.
Okay, great. So, who is your top 3 favorite male or female fighters now?
My favorite fighter is, and I actually got to train with her, is Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah.
Love her. She was really sweet. She's amazing, super strong. I met her. We trained at down in Key West.
Nice.
I love her. Amanda Nunes. Love Amanda Nunes and Khabib.
Amanda is
great. You picked all 3 goats.
I know. Yeah, they're definitely people to look up to.
I don't see anyone beating Amanda anytime soon.
No, as much as I love the big time names out there, like in the UFC or Bellator, I gotta tell you that the one that I'm really a big fan of is the local fighters.
Yeah.
I really look up to them. Those are the people that I really look up to, because I get to see them, put in work day in and day out. They're holding jobs, taking care of their family.
Yep.
So if you're gonna ask me like who are my favorite fighters, I mean, you got Devin, you got Elvin Espinosa. You got Ryan, Savage. I mean, honestly, like those would be my favorite fighters. John from Jay-Z, Roman from Jay-Z. Like those, honestly, are the fighters that I look up to. That I'm constantly watching their fights. Nick Price. He's actually fighting on Saturday. He's a local guy. So yeah, it's the local fighters that I really look up to.
Nice.
More than the UFC or Bellator.
And what about 3 favorite retired MMA fighters?
Retired?
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
What is this, Trivial Pursuit, man?
Well, we want to see how far back she's been a fan of UFC or Bellator.
Honestly, very recently. Remember, I used to go only dance.
Yeah.
I fell into MMA because as a female, growing up in Jersey, I'm from Jersey. You're when you go out and you play, like the first thing your mom tells you is like, don't talk to strangers, don't get raped. You're always like, aware of your surroundings. It's hard to have a good time, And once I started getting introduced to MMA or self-defense, it's like it feels great knowing that I could defend myself, not fight a guy. I'm not trying to pick a fight with a guy.
Yeah.
but knowing that I can fend for myself and run away, that's like a load off for a woman. Guys don't go through that because you guys are taught that since you're little, but when you're a girl, growing up in the ghetto, the first thing that you're afraid of is, bumping into a gang or anything like that, drugs, because you're a girl.
Yeah.
So the fight game is very recent for me, and I think it's very empowering for a woman, to do things like this. I love watching little girls when they come in with their dads, and the way that they look at me, it's like, what is she doing here? And they automatically, Asim is witness to that. They just automatically gravitate to me because they're so used to seeing dad, and then there's a girl in there. Like, girls could do that. I'm like, yeah, girls could do that.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. And don't you teach? We were talking. Don't you teach women self-defense and things like that?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Really big into fitness. I think health is really important, obviously. So I love volunteer work. I volunteer at an animal shelter. Then I jumped into the whole women domestic violence because my sister suffered from domestic violence. She's my little sister. And that was really weird for me because we grew up with my mom. No real male figure in the house. So it was weird for me for her to actually, I'm going to say the word, accept someone to hit her, we didn't know about it. It was going on for months. We found out by the famous phone call at 3:00 in the morning. He bit her neck.
Oh, wow.
It was bad. It was bad. She had a black eye. I'm surprised he didn't kill her. And when I asked her, how long it's been going on, she told me it was the first time it was that bad. And then I found out that the neighbors were constantly calling the cops, and that proved to me that could happen to any girl. We didn't grow up with a guy, seeing that. And, that made me realize it could happen to any female. So I jumped on and I started teaching self-defense to women in shelters, and then after I would show them a couple of moves, we would do like a kickboxing, boxing fitness class, because a lot of them were overweight. These are women that are sad. So they probably, pass the time eating. So we talked about fitness, how important it is to be strong, not just mentally and spiritually, but physically. So, yeah, I started volunteering at women's centers.
And was that down in Miami?
This is down in Homestead. The shelters were in Homestead. In
Homestead, okay. Wow, that's impressive.
The thing is, with I'm sure you guys have seen it, like, most women's self-defense programs are always this, like, feel-good self-defense program. You toss the guy, he falls on his head, he dies, and then the girl's safe, and it's just never the case,
Never the case.
So it's going to be a struggle. There's a lot of things to learn. What Gloria is teaching is actual real fighting, and that's the most important thing. Like, one thing we're going to do here at the Goat Shed is we're starting, women's self-defense classes very soon. We're calling it the Art of Savagery. And with the Art of Savagery classes, like, these girls, it's not a feel-good program. If you watch my Instagram, for example, I spar her, I spar my girl, I hit them, and we spar, and I treat them just like I would treat another guy, and that's what's needed to prepare them for anything outside. You know what I mean? So, everything she's teaching, it's very different when it comes to self-defense as opposed to what you may see in, like, these random gyms that are just trying to make people feel good.
It's got to be realistic.
For an example, when it comes to self-defense for women, there was an Olympic judo girl that got attacked by a man, and the guy lit her up. And this guy was a regular guy. He lit up her face. She was able to get away, safely. But that's just how when a guy is preying on a girl.
How do you know that story? That was my friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So she was hitchhiking in Cuba. She's a judo Olympian. She's unbelievable. I don't want to say her name because who knows if she wants people to know. But she was hitchhiking, which is normal in Cuba, and the guy drove her into a forest, and they fought, and he beat the crap out of her.
She got away, though.
Like, I'm talking about big black eye, missing hair, everything. She ends up getting the guy in an arm bar, breaking his arm. And
it was a fight.
It was a fight. And I'm talking about, that's the highest level athlete, Olympic level black belt athlete versus a nobody. And it was an extreme struggle. And, the next day she had big black eyes, missing her hair and stuff. And it's not like it's not a funny scenario. You know, it's not a joke. It's not like just because you do martial art, it's going to be easy. You know what I mean? So that's it. She's keeping it real with everybody.
So Asim,
I mean,
so
I train with the boys all the time, and I spar, and I feel that essence of a man.
Yeah.
You know, it's no joke. When a guy wants to hurt a girl, he's gonna hurt a girl.
Yeah.
You know, and the girl has to be very crafty in how she's gonna get out of that situation. You know, so I take the self-defense classes really seriously because there's a lot of women that die every day.
So who taught
Absolutely.
you judo? Who taught you your judo?
Me or her?
In the last 10 weeks or before this? Before?
Well, no, I've been learning judo with Asim, with you.
Oh, with me? Okay. Elvin never showed you stuff.
He just throws me.
Judo. I have a big background in judo. My first coach was a Cuban Olympian. He was on the national team for a very long time. And I started judo with him. And then eventually, when I joined the Olympic Training Center with Jason Morris, who's the Olympic silver medalist. And I actually lived with the Olympic silver medalist for quite some time and trained judo under him, which, by the way, he messaged me the other day. He'll be coming down to do a seminar for no-gi judo. Because obviously, I don't do gi in my school. Everything in my school is about fighting, real fighting. I don't want gi. I don't want any feel-good self-defense program. I don't want cardio boxing. I'm not trying to make money by selling some sort of workout. Like, no, this is fighting. You know, people come here to learn how to fight. That's why I called it an academy. That's why it's not called a gym. And my old judo coach will be coming down here to teach judo for MMA, no-gi judo. So he's an Olympic silver medalist. So that should be coming after all this is over. You know?
Wow.
That's why it's not called a gym. And
yeah, man. So I took I work in the school system. I'm a teacher, and they have to. They wanted to certify people to break up fights and not, do it in a legal way. So I took this training, and part of it was knife defense. And the cop that was teaching was about, 5'3", 5'4", skinny little guy. But he said, "Okay, I'm going to come at you with a knife. You do whatever you can to try and stop it." And he just started yelling and slashing this thing. And there's just nothing you can, it's tough, man. What are you going to do? You're going to get cut 10 times, or you can even blink if this guy's going berserk and just slashing a knife. Yeah. That kind of stuff is hard to.
A lot of people don't know my background as a coach because I feel like I kind of came from nowhere and then started this team or whatever. But basically, I started martial arts when I was 3. When I was 10 years old, I started at the Gracie Academy, and I got to learn from actually not only many of the Gracies, but I actually got to learn straight from the source with the creator of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Helio Gracie, And because of that, I helped train law enforcement and military for 10 years. For 10 years, I trained law enforcement and military from like 13 to 23. And they used to fly me to Fort Sill, where it's the biggest military base in the United States. And we had to teach gun retention. We had to teach, how to take it away, knife tactics, all of that stuff, And in learning that and in teaching it, I got to tell you, like, it's just never going to be easy, man. You can train it. I definitely am confident, like, put a knife in someone's hands. Like, I'll shove it down their throat eventually, but I know I'm going to get cut, I know I'm going to get cut in the process, but I'm definitely leaving there alive. He's not,
Yeah.
And I've already been in fights where knives are pulled on me. It was on World Star, it went viral. And where guns are pulled on me, that's happened too. So, it's just never going to be easy. But, having some knowledge is better than no knowledge.
Yeah.
The
absolutely.
thing is there's a lot of, like, fake techniques out there that are horrible, that are going to get you killed probably if you try them. So that's the issue.
You trained Gracie Jiu-Jitsu in Brazil or in the United States?
Helio Gracie, the creator of Jiu-Jitsu, would visit Miami. Would visit Miami very often, actually. People don't know that. And I would take privates with him whenever he was here. So I spent a lot of time with him. I spent morning and nights with him and doing privates with him and assisting him. I was his assistant.
Right.
Actually, you know what? For the first, 3 years or 4 years of knowing him, I think he didn't even know my name. I think he just called me assistant, Like, that was his name for me. Assistant, he'll scream. Assistant, scream at me. And then I know he's talking about me, So I was his assistant whenever he was in Miami, and I got to learn straight from the first original GOAT, He was I'm talking about that guy was doing bare knuckle, no weight class, no rules fighting, no time limit. He has the longest fight in recorded history at 3 hours and 42 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Crazy.
The guy was unbelievable. And, like, he's the one that created jiu-jitsu. And I feel like jiu-jitsu's changed a lot. Recently, it's gotten very soft. And the philosophy that these jiu-jitsu guys are talking about just isn't what it was in the past. Helio Gracie was a man of, like, he ruled with an iron fist, you know? Like, if you had a karate school, he'd barge into your karate school, throw a gi at the instructor, slap him in the face, and beat him up in front of his students. That's what it was about. Jiu-jitsu was something that was ruled with an iron fist, and because of that, in one lifetime, he spread it to the world, right?
Yep.
UFC existed in his lifetime. You know what I mean? That's unbelievable. He reached every single person in the world, whether they think it was him or Royce or whoever. In reality, it was the Gracie family, Helio Gracie and Royce Gracie. If it wasn't for them, none of us would be even talking right now. You know?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he was there. He was in the Gracie train. You know,
Yep.
He walked out, Royce. You know.
Yeah,
I
I actually assisted Royce in many seminars, and I spent many years with Royce. Actually, the reason why I went to TriStar and I was living in Montreal training with Faraz was because Royce, we were having lunch, and he asked me, he's like, hey, who's your favorite fighter? I said GSP. So he called George St. Pierre on the phone. Hey, I'm sending my black belt to you. And that's why I was at TriStar for 4 years until I went to John Danaher. And, yeah, it was all because of Royce, you know. My whole journey I owe to Helio Gracie and Royce Gracie for sure. Yeah.
So you trained with Danaher too in New York City?
Yeah, I trained just an absurd amount with John over the last. I was with him for like I would say 3 years consistently, but then I opened up my school finally, and it was very difficult to travel over. But I was flying over there every month for a week. Every month I was flying to New York, and I was living with Gary Tonin, training, and I would teach my students. My whole system. My whole academy is based off John Danaher. It's his MMA systems. That's what it is. I didn't make this stuff up. The reason why all my students are so successful and we have all the champions, it's not because I made up some secret here. It's because I learned from the evil genius himself.
Right. But who did Danaher? Didn't Danaher start with? Didn't he start with Gracie? With Renzo? And
yeah, with Renzo Gracie. You know. So yeah. But that's why I think I am the way I am, because I came from the original jiu-jitsu where they have that mentality of ruling with that iron fist, right? So we stand up for ourselves and we say what we want, and we're unapologetically ourselves. That's what I talk about to my students very often, you know? Sometimes in schools, everyone has to be uniformed. Everyone has to be the same. I don't want that here. I want everyone to be their own person, you know? And I really try to encourage my students to be the greatest version of themselves possibly, you know? I try to empower my students, you know?
So when you taught these police officers, did you do Krav Maga?
Definitely not. Definitely not. That stuff annoys the crap out of me. Jesus Christ. No. I taught them Helio Gracie and Royce Gracie. They have a system for self-defense. I think the Gracie Academy made it famous by calling it the Combatives Program. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. So the Gracie Combatives Program is for, you know, self-defense. It's a self-defense curriculum. I thought about implementing it here, but the thing is, in my opinion, based on my journey, and now I've learned from John Danaher for so long, and Faraz Zahabi and all these guys, I feel that things have changed and evolved. So I teach a little bit different, you know. So I'm not going to teach exactly the Gracie Combatives, but it's definitely a part of the essence of this school, you know, for sure.
Do they? Do you give out belts at your place?
No, we don't do any gi.
No belts.
I actually burnt my black belt in gi. That video went viral the other day. Yeah, I did like a burning ceremony because, I'm burning away that tradition. You know, I'm done with that. It's time to move on, you know. No one's wearing kimonos anymore. Don't bow on my mat. Don't bow to me. I'm a human being just like you. We can shake hands. We're in America, and we can have good training, you know. I'm not a sensei. I'm not a master. We're all the same people, you know. Very often, you know, with my fighters, I make sure that they understand that they're doing this. They're not successful necessarily because of me. In my opinion, Ryan Coos will be champion with or without me. You know, Ran Anwar was champion before me. You know, Elvin Espinoza, he would have been champion eventually too. You know, all these guys, I've been blessed with very talented individuals that work hard, so I can give them my knowledge. But it's not because of me, and I'll never get it twisted. You know, it's 100%. I've met fantastic, talented athletes. You know.
What do you have to say about that, Gloria? Is Asim helping her? Is he just
She's only good
there
because
for
of me.
his?
She's the only one. Everything she does good is because of me, and everything she does bad is because she does it herself.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because sometimes coaches, they sell themselves short and they don't think that they have as big an impact as they really do. So we have to hear from the fighter as well. That's why, So what do you think, Gloria?
I've been blessed with really great coaches, and Asim is definitely on that list. I also come from a Muay Thai school, Bushido. Asim, my previous fight, I was with Jay-Z, and honestly, what I love about Asim is his ideology about fighting. How he's really smart about fighting. Not them, just the way he breaks it down. How he breaks it down for you as a fighter, and that's actually what I fell in love with his style. It just made sense to me. It made a lot of sense, and it fits MMA really, really well. But
that's another thing you mentioned, and I'm sure you can be a testament to this. It's very difficult to find an MMA school. You'll find schools that are martial art gyms with 6 instructors, right? There'll be a boxing coach, a Muay Thai coach, a jiu-jitsu coach.
Right.
But none of them know how to fight. The jiu-jitsu coach can't throw a leg kick. The boxing coach can't do a double leg. The Muay Thai coach can't sprawl. Like, nobody knows how to fight. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to find an MMA gym, and that's what we do here. We focus 100% on MMA,
Right.
We don't separate our styles. Every practice is MMA.
So how do you structure like a normal class? You don't separate the classes into first half an hour.
I'll tell you this: we have different curriculums. Every curriculum has a lesson plan that's written up. I have flat screens. I have a 90-inch flat screen there, another 90-inch there, another 90 there. Right, just showing off right now. But anyways, so we put the lesson plan up on the screen.
How many inches are those TVs? They're 90-inch TVs.
Yeah, we put the lesson plan up on the screen so all the students know what they're practicing based on the class they're taking. Usually,
Right.
Our GOAT Fundamentals class, for instance, will be separated into 4 sections. We'll have stand-up techniques, we'll have takedown techniques, we'll have fence wrestling, and we'll have grappling, okay? But at no time during the class is it separating a style, meaning if I teach a grappling technique, it's not jiu-jitsu. It's taking into consideration you landing strikes and you avoiding strikes. If I teach you fence wrestling, it's 100% we're taking into consideration something for MMA. When I teach takedowns, it is never, ever, ever wrestling or judo. It is 100% how to take someone down in a fighting scenario with your hands up. We are never crouched down in this weird, growling position that they take. We don't do that here, and I don't want to see that ever in sparring. Sometimes I see my guys start in a wrestling stance. I'm like, hey, stop. I don't want any of that. I don't want that here. It's a fight gym. If you want that, go to another gym. I'll tell you this. Many times I have students call me and new students that want to come. They say, hey, I want to compete in jiu-jitsu, and I heard you have great leg locks. You're from John Danaher. I want to train jiu-jitsu with you. And I tell them, this isn't the school for you. Go to Fight Sports. I put it on my story all the time so people don't think I'm lying. I tag Fight Sports and I tag the new student. I send them because I'm not that. I don't want to be a jiu-jitsu instructor. This is not a jiu-jitsu school. This is a fight gym. You come here to learn how to fight. That's it. No jiu-jitsu, no boxing, no wrestling, no Muay Thai. Fighting. That's it.
Fight MMA.
That's it. Yep, 100%.
You teach the Superman punch there?
Of course. That's like the
That's
most
day
important
one.
punch in MMA.
That's day one.
It's day one.
Definitely.
All right. Well, this is great. This is great. We definitely want to come down to your gym. We definitely want to, wish you sooner than later to open back up because you got monsters that are looking to kill some people and get some fights. Gloria, it was a pleasure talking to you today. And we wish you luck at your fight at XFN. And we should be there.
And if you're doing any seminars or anything, if you're doing any of your seminars or self-defense stuff, send that stuff to us, man, and we'll repost it for you and all that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, because that's good stuff.
I'm dying for this quarantine to be over to get back to that.
Yeah, you know what you got to do? I know we were talking. interviewed Christy Martin about domestic violence. And she's having like a thing on, I don't know if you follow her on Instagram, but she's having like it's a competition, and she's donating money for the people that participate in it. And you'd be perfect in it because it's like today, like might have been like squats day or whatever. And you had to do like 30 squats and just like, I don't know if you have to take a video, if she just takes your word for it, but for everyone who's competing in it or participating, then she gives money for her cause,
That's
Oh,
great.
that's nice.
So Gloria, do you have anything else you guys want to add? You want to give a shout out to all your fans listening?
Oh, thank you for all the support. Like the guys that follow me on Instagram are constantly like messaging me, tagging me on things. Like, I love them all. Like those guys are my motivation. My followers on IG.
Actually, I want to say something, close with something. One thing I've been thinking about lately, and I've been getting messages from a lot of martial arts gyms. If you're an instructor in any martial art gym in the area and you're not able to work anymore when we reopen, or your school goes out of business, you're welcome to teach at my academy. I have absolutely no problem with that until you get back on your feet. So you can go ahead and DM me at any point, and you're welcome to use my mats for as long as you want.
See, he's not that bad.
Man.
But still, fuck your team.
That's a great offer, man. That's very generous of you for sure.
Yeah, I mean it for real.
All right, we got that, and we'll put that out there. Well, thanks for coming on tonight, guys. It was definitely a pleasure.
Yes,
guys.
definitely.
Okay. Have a good night.
So there you had it, Matt. Goat Shed, great place. I always see Ferraris and Lamborghinis parked inside of the Goat Shed, and it's pretty cool. You see such nice cars. I guess it definitely for sure inspires these fighters. Gives them some inspiration.
Something to look forward to when they get rich and famous. But
exactly.
Yeah, he's got some background, training with Helio Gracie.
Yeah.
I mean, and with John Danaher also, he's a phenomenal coach. So definitely, if you're in the Miami area, go down there. We're looking forward to seeing Gloria DaCosta at XFN at the end of the month, fighting Kat Nelson.
Yeah,
and that should be a good one.
That's going to be on Flow.
Yeah, FloCombat TV.
FloCombat TV, correct.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
So you can see that fight there.
All right, man. And then tomorrow, on tomorrow night's show, we have the matchmaker for XFN, Mike Maldonado, and we're going to have Danny Kaye on, correct?
Yep. Correct.
Okay, good. And later on in the week, this is a sneak preview. No one knows this yet, not even you. We might have on Jim Allers and Caleb Harris.
Well, there you go.
They fought a tremendous fight in last bare knuckle, BKFC 10, and to get those two guys on, that would be a great show.
All
so
right.
I spoke to one of them today. We'll speak to the other one, and that's our week. Adios.
The Fighting News TV out. I got the deuces. And follow us on our YouTube channel at The Fighting News. Follow us on Facebook at The Fighting News. Follow us on Instagram, _fighting_news or The Fighting News. Follow us on our webpage. Sign up. You get all the great articles that this guy Matt writes at thefightingnews.com.
And that's it.
And
Later.
Twitter at, you guessed it, Matt, The Fighting News. And the newest one of our social media,
original,
Reddit, REDDIT, Reddit.
I haven't even seen that one yet.
Yes, it's a good one.
I haven't even seen it. All right. Good night, everyone. Stay safe, stay smart. Wear your mask. Don't touch your face. Bye.
Those